opposite. Bank predicted 10% drop, 20% drop. I thought 20% drop. What we didn't understand that point of time, there was shortage of houses. There was no apparent. There are not many people building houses at that point in time. The shortage create demand. That aspect everybody overlooked. They looked at the economic side of it.
Because it sounds like you incorporate some level of the market understanding, but do you have sort of rules where you don't do more than 4 years and you always, or like, what are sort of your...
My view is, even I'm wrong too. And I was when industry 2.5, I maximum went for 3 years. And sometime in 2021 in June, that time it is still low, and I told all my clients, I wrote to them, email to them, return on the wall, interest rate going to go up. If you ask me 3 months, 4 months, I can't tell you now. Maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, definitely going to go up. Because I can see the inflation is pushing the boundary and economy picking up and definitely go up.
We'll just start and see what happens.
Okay.
So basically, to start off any podcast, people are curious about the person in front of me. So what do you think you would describe what you do as? Like, what do you do for a living?
Well, generally I'm a financial planner. But I do quite a lot of work on the mortgage side of it, mortgage and insurance, life insurance. That's where my background has come from. Then I gradually went into the financial planning side of it. Then I went into that for a while. That I didn't. It's lot more hard work. You need a lot of team to work around that.
Yeah, and you're an ex-radio star as well.
I told you it's no problem.
Yeah, that's right. Well, just FYI, anyone that's listening to the podcast, we're going to have periods of time where there's lots of coughing, because that's the nature of life. As you get older, things change, and sometimes you develop a strange cough and no one knows how to fix it.
Yeah, I tried. I've been trying very hard to fix it. All of a sudden it comes up.
Yeah. Well, I think what will happen is when you start coughing, I'll just, keep talking and we'll just keip flowing. It's not like the radio.
You got used to that fact now. When I cough, I just drink water and continue talking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's your secret to long life, do you think, of keeping your energy and excitement in life?
Well, I always believe that you keep on do something all the time. Keep your mind occupying, your body occupying. Apart from sleep, 6, 7 hours, 8 hours sleep, maybe 7 hours. Normally I sleep 7 hours a day. 7?
Okay.
That's all I sleep. And all the time I keep doing something. If I don't do anything, I get bored. If I need something hang on or do something.
Yeah.
Or go to see my client or meet people or otherwise, or do something in the house. In my hand. It's what I think I picked up my family. My dad always I saw my dad sit down for a while. He keep on doing everything. I picked up from that. My mom used to say, this boy never sit one place. He keep moving everywhere.
Do you think, do you believe in retirement? Because I talk to a lot of men especially, and they're about to retire, and then they suddenly die very quickly. Yeah,
I mean, retiring, you can retire to one aspect of your life, but you should continue something else in your life. It doesn't mean retirement, you throw everything else, sit quiet, do nothing, watch television, and put on the couch. That's where your problem starts. Your body, like anybody, like a good machine run, you need to oil all the time, right? Your body is like ideas and body and work. Keep working all the time, and that is a long way to live. Or do some social work, something to interest in your life, what you want to do. It could be earning money is another aspect of it. That's what you're enjoying, then you do that, Or helping people and guide them to the right direction, that's what you want to do that. Retirement, one aspect, but you retire not from the job, but not on your life. You have to keep on doing something.
Yeah.
That is the secret of the long life. And then good food, very important. Eat on time and moderation, very important part of it, Try to avoid alcohol. Stuff like I don't drink much alcohol. I drink, so.
Yeah.
It works well for me.
Yeah, well, same time, I haven't had a drink in 8 years. I just, because I used to be quite shy. Yeah. And I drank to get that liquid courage. And I stopped it. So, because it didn't add anything to my life. I don't have control of my faculties. I feel bad after. Where's the value? You know what I mean?
I don't see the fun of drinking at all. The other day I went to the function. everybody offering beer, and I said that after a while, I sit and I took one beer. That's it for a social. I don't sound to be anti-social. I just one bottle of beer. That's it, and they run whole night. It was there sitting in front of me.
Did you go to sleep? My mum goes to sleep after 2 wines.
No.
You're energized. You're a goer, huh?
And I want one beer because I know that I'm driving back home, so I don't.
Smart.
Beer, any drinking is not part of my culture. My life it's always been.
Yeah. What culture? Then? Are you born in New Zealand, or where did you originate?
No, I'm originally from Malaysia. I was born in Malaysia.
Wow.
But I lived in New Zealand 40 over years in all my life compared to what I lived in Malaysia. It's very 20 years, not much time. I spent time. Then a small number of years I spent time in India as well. I did my undergraduation in India for 6 years in high school, and I graduation there. And then I came back to Malaysia and lived for a while. And then I came to New Zealand, continued my education and work.
What's Malaysia like when you were there? Was it really developed, fast-paced city, and then you went to India, and then you came here, and everything was slow? And what's Malaysia like growing up? What age were you up until?
Up till 16, 17, I was in Malaysia growing up. Then I went to India for 6 years.
Yeah.
Education, could pursue that. I couldn't get a place to study there, so I went over there. And then I studied for another 6 years down there. When I came back, of course, I lost in Malaysia because in India, quite a way behind in Malaysian compared to the growth and modern everything. India never had that kind of opportunities. Now they have. In the past, didn't have it. So when I came, I lost for a while, and I went very shy to socialize people because different level, right? And then I picked up over the years. A lot of my friends helped me through that process.
Oh, yeah.
And went with them and get to know what's happening around us. Yeah. My friends always were helping tools for me all the way through their pillars. A lot of good friends I had all of my life.
From Malaysia is when you...
Yeah, in Malaysia, yeah.
Interesting. Because there'll be plenty of young people listening that might move to a new country or might not feel like they belong in a certain place. What was that like when you first land in India and it's like a culture shock, and then...
It was culture shock, and I felt... That point in time, I felt I was quite a high level compared what Indian student, Indian friends, and then I have to readjust myself to their level and work with them, see. But I didn't acquire many friends in India while I was there at all. Because I was always one school to another school and university and transition, but all my friends I had, but I can't remember where they are, and I have no connection with them at all. Left completely gone. When I went to Mass University, all my friends studied there, and few I still keep in touch, and most of them lost, because what happened in those days, social media was not there. You don't have a telephone number, you don't have a contact address, gone. These days, it's all interconnected. Facebook, your friends are still on a Facebook connection. In those days, we didn't have that opportunity at all.
So they're just gone, never seen again?
Yeah, they're gone. You have a notebook at the number, telephone number, and then gone. They're not anymore there.
Wow.
You don't know where they are.
Yeah, never to be seen. Well, if you're listening, reconnect.
And I put my name in Facebook where I studied, but nobody ever contacted me at all. Then I knew from that point, all those friends I know of, they are also not in connection with that kind of group anymore, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like just on because it sounds pretty lonely, like you had no friends and you were in India for like years. Was it tough? Was it a hard time? Or?
No, I had friends, very transient friends, because you meet them in the university, go out, you need them. Once come out of that, there was no continuity after that.
Okay.
They got married, they have know where they are. But I remember those faces, I remember them well. Some of the photos I've taken together, but I have no connection where they are at the moment.
They're lost.
We wish they would come back to me, or I put my name where I studied in the university and everything else. If somebody would go on and search for us, they would have picked up, you see. Nobody come back.
No one's come back.
Yeah.
I always find it like people's journey, like we normally see the end. So you've acquired a large client base, you've pushed and pushed and pushed, But I think some people resonate with the story, you know, the person that was trying and that had challenges in their life and that sort of thing. Was there ever a moment where either early on when you were younger or when you started your professional career where it seemed pretty hard or pretty hopeless or pretty challenging? Was there anything like that?
Challenge I had in my life, I didn't have any models that I can rely on. It can help me through processes. And my mom and dad are not educated, but they worked back in Malaysia in the rubber plantation, right? And they didn't go to school and university. They have no education at all. So I have to rely on myself, and my cousins all the same level of studying and working through as well. So we didn't have any to fall back and help me through what I want to. And when I went to study at university, I just did my subject chemistry. I have no idea why I did chemistry. I have no idea at all. Nothing to do with me at all. Because my friend went to study, I followed them.
Yeah, you did your chemistry.
Yeah. Funny thing I did,
What's the common thing?
In those days, when you go to university, you have a choice. They call art stream or science stream. We don't call anymore that, Only two options you can have. Branch. You got art stream or like history, economics and geography. There's art stream, they call it, English. Or go to maths and science or that kind of thing called science stream. I went to science stream and I thought the best of the science stream, the chemistry. Okay, I took chemistry.
Okay.
But when I came out of the university, I went to looking for a work and I found I didn't like the chemistry side of it, Then I went to work in the banking sector.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my first job in banking. And first job as a bank officer, tie and nice. Learn hard way. And then I realized that that's where my passion about.
Yeah, banking.
Banking or more accounting, that's where I liked most, it looks like to me, And I said, I regret for not doing that subject and did something else which I have no use to me at all. See?
What would your advice be for someone that, might be trying to work out what they're trying to do? And
it's good. Yeah, good if some consultant or somebody can talk to them and they will talk through you and what you're looking for, see? And then they can guide us. Now we get career guidance we have in university and high school. We didn't have those days. When you finish high school, you can't go to career guidance or somebody can talk to what I like to do. They talk through you and you may interest in some subject. Now we didn't have in those. I'm sure in my era, people went to university, didn't have those kind of facility. But young people, all the facility available nowadays, we didn't have those things at all.
Yeah, so talk to them. Chemistry. I'd be curious, you said your parents worked in a plantation, so like on the farm sort of thing and growing food?
Oh, no, it is a rubber plantation,
A rubber plantation.
Yeah. See, what happened here, in those days, a lot of Indians went out of India to, British took a lot of Indians out of India.
Yeah.
A lot of them. They went to Fiji and Mauritius, Malaysia, Indonesia, everywhere British took us to work. Because they have a plantation, they need workers. They go to common place where they can British India. They took from that because a lot of Indian British subjects at that time. They took them in group and put them in the plantation and work. By the way, parents met their wife and children come along, and that's why we grew up in rubber plantation.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they have a school down there. It's all in local school. Basic study, and then you can go to high school. Some went on, some plowed back into the rubber plantation, some went out of that and went to study and took the different paths. Yeah, direction.
Was it tough financially? Was it like lower class or middle class? Or?
No, there's no such class. Thing. It's a lot of working class family.
Working class, okay.
Yeah, mostly a working class, and some came out of that. After that, when children came out, they went to school, high school, studied, and most of the Indian out of plantation now, all in the town, they good career path and different directions. Some children gone higher level universities.
Okay.
Second, third generation. If you look at Fiji, a lot of Indian came out as plantation workers. Now their children, they're accountant, lawyers, and professional,
Yeah. So I guess, was there like limiting beliefs around money that you had to overcome as you became more successful? Because you think you come from this plantation and then you study and there's no examples of success, so you just keep working it out. And then you suddenly in the banking thing with your tie. Was there ever a thing where you had to change your relationship with money and feel deserving of success?
Money was not a major factor to us. We didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't know what about money. We had enough to move forward every time, just enough to carry on life. And I didn't get any scholarship at all. And when I came to Massey University to study, I came with just 900 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what guts I had. I have no idea at all. Now I'm thinking of, came in $900, and the cost of living there a lot cheaper those days. And I'm still very grateful to Bank of New Zealand. I'm still grateful. The reason being that I didn't have any money, and then I went to the bank manager, talked to him, and said, how much money? But I gave him, okay, you gave me a passport as a security, I give $1,000. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I'm very grateful to him. That's why I always think about BNZ Bank that helped me through, I'm sure,
Yeah.
And then I went to work in the, fruit picking and those things in AC, Napier and those in 70s, and worked through. And
what fruit? Kiwi fruit or?
No, I worked pears and everything. I didn't like hard job, and then I worked in a factory.
Okay.
A lot easier. I don't have the body structure to do
Carry
that hard job. I saw a lot of kiwi done, and I was not meant for that. See.
Yeah,
I did some work in the morning, go and picking fruits, pears and stuff like that. Pears hardest part, climbing up the ladder and picking up, coming down, filled up the big bin, and then $10 out of that big. I did for one day. I said, hey, this is too much big for my job and my body.
Yeah, so I used to work in bananas in Cardwell in Australia. So it's called a banana humper. But they're like 60, 80 kilos of bananas. And you put them on your shoulder and chop trees, and you just walking all day, carrying things. I'm glad I'm using my mind instead of my body now. You know what I mean?
It's a hard job. In the student days, you need money for that. Only work for 2-3 months, not long, Then you save enough money, couple of $1,000, and then those days you earn about $110, $120. I paid $20 for boarding, another $80, $90 saved money, put it back, and then come back to university. Fees are not very high those days. Then you live on very meager life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that sounds very cost effective, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
$20 for a week of a board. That's crazy.
Yeah, because sharing,
Yeah.
Sharing and cook our own food, and then in cafeteria, about 10, 15 cents, 20 cents, you can have a nice meal in those days in cafeteria.
Okay, geez.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Could you buy a house for $100?
No, those days, no. I still remember signboard outside, $30,000 you can buy a nice house in those days.
Yeah.
You know that I'm sure in 1980, 79, 80, $40,000 you can buy a house. Yeah, but the wages are not very high in those days,
Yeah, wages weren't high and it was harder to get money, harder to get loans.
Even $1,000 bank borrowing, a lot of questions asked by the bank managers.
Yeah, that's true.
The world changed.
20% interest rates?
I can't remember.
80s it was.
I can't remember. I didn't borrow any money at all.
Just the passport with BNZ.
Yeah, BNZ. And then I paid back within 3-4 months' time working, and then I came back and took I'm very still grateful to the manager who did for me,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
And I'm still having an account BNZ Bank. That main reason, you got a connection with the BNZ Bank.
Yeah, well, loyalty is important to you by the sounds of it, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I always talk about BNZ Bank. Hey, that's the bank helped me when I was needed most.
Yeah. Is that who you use for your mortgages, or who's the bank you use?
At the moment, my mortgage is with the ASB Bank.
ASB, okay.
But I still have my personal account, my salary, all goes to BNZ Bank.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
My credit card to BNZ Bank, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're similar to Greg. He's only changed, I think, the fund managers we use, I think he's changed twice in 30 years.
Yeah.
Because that's important. Like, if people do good by you, do good by them and just hang in.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're doing your peers and realize you're not built for it, and now suddenly you're in the bank and you're like, oh, okay, I like money. When did you start thinking financial advice? When did that?
Yeah, but it's very progression, I suppose. When I did my MBA in management papers in Mass University, then I went back to Malaysia for a few years to work there, and I end up in money market and all those things, job, and came back again in 97. Came back to New Zealand to continue my life, and then I worked in a hotel for a while, and then I said, what am I going to do now? I thought, well, there was advertisement regarding a sales manager in insurance company, because I did sales and all that. Okay, I can go and apply. The manager, why can't be insurance agent? Okay, all right, I took it. It's not, I thought only temporary stepping stone. I didn't realize that carries span by another 30, 40 years till now. I never thought about that.
Was it scary calling people? Like, how did you get clients back then?
Oh, well, those days, you're not scared of call people. You're young. You always go and knock people, talk to them. Everybody those days, you have to go and knock the door.
Oh, door knocking.
Door knocking.
Oh, yeah. To sell insurance.
It's a common thing. And then you ask referral and follow up. You don't have a telephone, mobile phone, nothing in those days. You go back office and call and the line and call. No email connection at all. No, nothing. You can go knock the door. People are quite receptive.
They are. Yeah. Do you have like top door knocking techniques? I'm just pushing this button. So like, because I used to do door knocking and cold calling and all the different things.
Yeah, I remember I dressed up very well with another European friend of mine. We both went to Mount Victoria and door knocking. And then one day, one man shouting at us. I told him, look, we didn't do anything wrong. Why is the man shouting at us? I don't know what language he's talking about it. You know what he thought? We were Mormons. Preaching, trying to convert religion. What a moment. Oh, who's that? Right? Okay. Then I told, no, we are not religious people. We come insurance. Oh, okay, come.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, he wants insurance, but not Mormon. I heard like Mormons are the best door-to-door salesman that you can hire because they're already trained,
Yeah, and that's what they thought us,
So that's why you can't wear suits with like a white shirt and
Especially Sunday, you go there with a book. You assume that you are Mormon. You're chasing out. Get out from here.
It's impressive. It just shows like if you believe in your product, even if you're a Mormon,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you just keep going.
The other day, somebody came and opened the door. Two lady came and I told her, I'm a Christian as well. No, thank you very much. Thank you. They gave the book. Okay, thank you very much. They went away.
Yeah,
and I always admire them, They have tenacity to go and 10, 20, 30, 100 knock. Maybe one will say yes to them. This is what sales all about,
Yes, this is
I admire a lot of things in my life. I look at birds. I see the bird never stand one place. They keep moving and picking up, and they're always a mission. Have you took notice of birds?
Yeah, the hustlers.
They always look around something,
Hummingbirds, they can't stop or they die.
Something, whatever, even pigeon. They keep moving and doing something.
Pigeons.
In everything, life, you learn from those things in life. And I tell everybody, if you want to achieve something, think like a bird. Keep moving, doing something.
Yeah, I mean, I think work is the greatest teacher.
Yeah,
Because you think about things so much and you don't take action. And when you do the thing that you know you should do, it's always... The outcome's amazing. So what was, so you're door knocking, and then did you learn any skills or how to door knock properly and how to sell? Like what, because I used to.
I picked up from other insurance agent and picked up. Then after a while, I thought door knocking is good. In the amount of time you spend, you make it 1 or 2 leads, And the other best way to do is the referral, right? And then you have to wait in the evening to call them up. Because no mobile system in those days, right?
Oh, okay.
And then you call them up, they say, having my dinner, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then you allocate time from 6 to 8 o'clock calling time, night, evening.
Yeah.
So call, somebody answer the call, somebody answer the call. And it's a hard job.
Yeah. Would you do that? So you'd call 6 to 8 every day?
When you have no other option, that's how you kind of people,
What would you do to start the call? Like, did you pretend you know them? Did you know any name, or how did you?
No, well, somebody, mostly referral name, and I call up so-and-so referred to me, I'm an insurance broker. And, some say, no, thank you very much. Those days, people are very polite, never been harsh on us. Thank you very much, we already insured, thank you very much, no problem at all,
Yeah.
Some say, yes. Then meet in social network and people here and there. You got to be constantly move around and do things,
Yeah.
But things change now. Now you got Google and telephone, mobile phone connection by Facebook.
I still think sales is the most valuable skill you can ever learn, because it's like, one, you need to manage your own attitude as you get rejected over and over.
Rejection is only rejection shouldn't come to your heart at all. People have the right to say no to us. You must understand that they have right. I mean, for us, you want to buy something, somebody trying to sell something, what do you say? No. No is always come to us. And one thing I know as a child, we learn the word no more often than yes. You do something, children say no. It's a no, it's a you get all the time, but no is not a rejection to you. That means they don't know, they need more information. That's it. No is not answer. Everybody first defense is no. Why are you telling me? Why coming to me? People interested in, you have to create interest. Then highlight the importance of it. Some people, insurance not for everybody.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not everybody.
How do you create interest? Because we used to call it like value-based selling. You understand what someone wants in life, what's holding them back. Like, what do you find is quite useful in highlighting the benefit of insurance or mortgages?
Insurance people buy out of fear.
Interesting.
You don't create fear in them, they never buy from you.
Okay.
Yeah, fear is the most important part. If something happened to me, what's going to happen to my children and son, they think about that's fear, no? Okay, if I'm not provide something gone wrong, no? If you don't, most people buy, if the fear is not in the heart, you don't evoke the emotion out of that, don't buy it. You continue keep the policy, but long term, the fear should be in the heart all the time. Otherwise, they think, what's the use of having it? No fun, Because there is no immediate gratification buying insurance for them.
No.
Then some people think it's expensive, right? Outgoing cash, They don't want that. Sometimes medical insurance, a lot of people more buy medical insurance because personalized things. If I don't have medical insurance, if I'm sick, nobody will look after me, right? They buy medical insurance. Life insurance is for wife or children, someone else. They don't live to see the benefit of that. That's the main thing.
How do you bring out the fear? So what sort of questions might you ask to highlight that could happen? Because it's reality. I mean, you see it probably similar to how a police officer will see a whole lot of accidents. An insurance broker sees a whole lot of the benefit of having an insurance because of all the young people getting hurt and sick.
Yeah, insurance is something you promise today to be delivered in the future. And something will happen in the future. If ever happened, death occurs prior to the retirement age or children grown up. And I look at everybody else, asset and liability, I say, look, you just bought a house, your liability is $1 million. If you don't get a life insurance, something gone wrong, and your wife can't pay the mortgage, she has to sell the house, and then what happened to children? Oh, no, I should have it, Just protect my liability in case something happened to me.
So mortgages is a liability is a big selling point? Is there something else?
That's what I use. My tool is the mortgage if you had a liability, Apart from that, newly married couple, I love the wife and children, and something happened to me, like my children need education, and that most people, it's not that very attractive. It is more personal liability, something wrong, and that you have to invoke in them. Fear is the one causing them to buy insurance. Why do you buy a car insurance for what?
Yeah. Fear someone hits you.
Yeah, because something happened to me in the car, damage, Fear. You drive a car, suddenly somebody knock you down. I got a client, long time ago I met him. He had a car accident. He didn't have insurance. And the company sued him and he paid $20,000. He couldn't pay and he paid over the period of time. Whenever he came for the loan, he was still paying insurance repayment. The bank told us, you go and ask him to pay the entire liability and then only they can look into the loan. I had a long discussion recently after I didn't see him many, many years. I said, you still have insurance? Yes, I have taken car insurance nowadays. You never know when you need it.
Yeah, it's so important because part of the new journey I'm on was to help people live fulfilling lives. But if you don't have that safety net.
Yes, fallback. And I call fallback, net fallback,
Net fallback.
Yeah. Even people do in circus, they put net underneath, right? I use them quite a number of times. They're going up and down, And why they put the net underneath? Yeah. Just in case fall drop, they can bounce back. If not, what happened? They die.
Yeah.
So where is your net?
Is it like a phrase that lands with people? Like one of the guys I was talking to, he says, how much would you pay for an extra year of life because of non-pharmac drugs?
Yeah.
So drugs that aren't funded by the government that might allow you to live a little bit longer as before you pass away from cancer. Do you have any things like that people really resonate with? It
can be a selling tool. It doesn't attract many people. You're telling a healthy person is going to happen, selling medical insurance regarding some medicine required for life insurance, have medical insurance that can able to, pharmac may not support you yet, but not many people can relate to that, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it's more immediate gratification. What happened? You want to go, something goes wrong, you go to hospital and you take long waiting time. If you have medical insurance, you can go straight to private medical. You can afford to look after yourself without worrying about it. And people here most of the time, they would pay 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. But I had a client, he had a mild heart attack. He couldn't be admitted early because he's not on the priority list. And then another attack came, he gone. If he had gone to see the doctor earlier on and picked it up, would have been saved his life.
Yeah, wow.
If you have medical insurance will pay all that, see. When you go to government hospital, they will ranking, prioritize them. Whose most serious cases coming now?
Yeah, and this stress, like you mean, someone was saying that it seems almost like it's turning into America over here because of how few staff there are available to actually service all the problem.
Yeah, this morning I was talking to someone else also. They said they have to wait long lists to go and see a doctor. Yeah, I was doing JP duty this morning. And somebody said you have to go and see a doctor, wait another 1 month, 2 months before they can. Even private practice, even the specialists take 2 months to see them. Yeah. There's a huge problem in the medical field, at the moment,
Yeah, it's tough. What insurance do people usually get the most? Is it the life? Does that make the most? Because I find it would be hard to sell, hey, you might die. People don't like to think they'll die.
Well, anything that's born in this world to die someday.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when the time is going to come. And I tell every my client, I wish I know the time I'm going to die. I would ask them to take insurance the day before. I have no clue at all.
Yeah.
If you look at the death statistically, around 60 to 70% of people death occurred due to the cancer. How many people are aware of it? I'm talking to somebody in the morning. Do you know what the percentage of people die in cancer? No idea. I had 60, 70%. Wow.
Yeah.
Reality is that.
Jesus.
Because cancer is a major factor of death occurring.
Yeah.
Heart attack, very small numbers. Stroke, 5%, less than 5% people die in stroke. Most of them survive, you see.
And cancer's slow and tough and hard.
It's hard. And my wife died of cancer, and I went through a hard time. I know what it is all about, I wish not my enemy to have that experience, to go through that.
Yeah,
It's very hard.
same with Greg Moore. We were talking about off air. In his 30s, his wife got cancer.
Oh yeah.
And for 8 years she was alive, but she was in the bed.
Yeah.
And they had kids and a mortgage.
Mm.
So, what in terms of moving forward with grief and keeping moving like a bird, you say, is there anyone that you might be going through something like that you could give advice to that's been quite helpful for you? Because it's horrible, but
People dying cancer.
like grief, dealing with grief.
It's hard, and I go through every day, and it comes to it. But you have to keep. For me, my business was the rescue me from my insanity. Otherwise, I would have gone. If I didn't have a job, I stayed home, I would have been affected very badly. Because I went to work every day. When I come home, I felt my wife missing there. See? Then 6-7 hours I struggle and go back to work again, engage my client and friends and other things that keep me away from the grief here. Otherwise, I would have been badly affected. You got to be yourself. Keep doing something. Keep doing away from home and do something and meet people. Be with the people makes a lot of difference. Like-minded people, happy through the. Yeah. Don't be alone. If anything happened to you, don't be on your own.
Yeah.
That's the worst you can do yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there's a book, Man's Search for Meaning,
Yeah.
that a man can deal with almost any what if he knows his why.
Mm.
And I think, because life is suffering if you think about it. Like, I'm dying, you're dying, everyone we love will probably die. It's just whether we're first.
Yeah.
So you need a reason,
Yeah.
So what drives you apart from work? Like, if we were to put like an aspirational vision of what you want to stand for, or what's important to you, what's important to you?
What is more important is my life. I mean, I have a lot of important things. After my wife passed away, buying a property, investment is not important anymore. I said, what I'm doing for, is he? And what's important to me, helping others achieve their own goal. I tell him, if I could achieve my whole difficulty, I could help my client and do that. And I sometimes do scold my client in a good way. Look, you want to be my client, I want you to do this. Otherwise, I'm not helping at all. If you're going down that means I've done something wrong. I didn't guide you properly. If you're not paying back your loan, you're not progressing, buy additional property, you're not investing, there's something wrong. You have to think about it. This is what motivates me. I could help someone else to better than what they are, then I've done my job.
What would you, like, let's say in terms of a legacy, like if we were to look back on your career, what would you want to be known for? Or what would you wish that you stood for?
And I like to know people. Nathan is very helpful in dance work. And even a lot of my clients, when they call, they won't talk to me. They don't talk to my staff. I always say, so they won't only talk to you. When they all ask whether Nathan's there or not. When they're talking to me, a lot of my clients have difficulty handling my clients. When I start on the phone, they say, sort of within 2 minutes. They look at me. I tell them what to do. They listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't force them to do. I do option. This is what the right thing to do. I make sense to them, Maybe through over the years experience I have, and I trust they have in me, I can able to guide them. Because for me, if they achieve something in their life, then I achieve something. If they don't do well, I mean I didn't do well for them. Important part of it, yeah.
What do they usually want to achieve? What's the usual? Is it a house? Is it financial freedom? Is it?
As far as only I don't talk about emotional side. It's not my job. I can't do that. It's not financially they're sound. They can able to pay the mortgage on time, and they have some saving in their account and build up some asset when the time on time. That's what I want them to achieve. Financial freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have done it myself over the years. If they can do it, sometimes some of my clients trying to model me. I've done it in my life. They won't do that same thing. I said, everybody can. You can do that. If I work through my way, you can achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking. We've done 40 minutes, by the way.
I don't know that.
You've done well.
You asking question, I kept talking.
Yeah, you keep talking. You've done real well.
I do not know.
Yeah. Well, I'd be curious. Yeah, keep going.
I'm a Toastmaster.
Oh, yeah. So you're just off once you started.
I've got two. We used to be 3 clubs in the past, and I have only 2 clubs now.
Wow. Yeah.
This morning I had a meeting with Toastmaster. I've been Toastmaster last 32, 33 years. I'm thinking retired, but they say, no, you still come on.
Have you learned like
I'm a DTM. I'm a distinct Toastmaster.
So is that, I don't know what that means. But
I mean, you achieved everything in Toastmaster Club. The highest point you can go in Toastmaster Club, DTM. I achieved about 7-8 years ago.
Wow. Okay. Did you ever do any competitions and stuff? Like
No, you have to do so many steps. They have to follow the step they follow. There are so many steps to follow. Then you do this, you have to do 10 speeches and so many years, and they're done CTM, and then go down to bronze, gold. That model changed now, see? Yeah.
I've only been to one, and then you had to make up a speech on the spot, and I talked about Michael Jackson.
That is a double topic, yeah.
Oh, so what it's called?
Yeah, double topic. Yeah. Yesterday, my topic they given to me, you do like your winter or spring, see?
Interesting. I mean, it's valuable. The ability to communicate. And
yeah.
How have you worked on not saying and and what has been helping your
and I don't think you ever heard in in my speech all the time. No. Early stages I had Hamana comes to when your mind not working, you thinking about that's where it comes into Hamana.
Okay.
You see, and my speech, till now, my grandmother never told me you never get Hamana at all in your speech at all.
Okay.
And when I hear someone Hamana, and I would tell you, I know some of the new client members come and join us. They have 30, 40 Hamanas in the beginning, and they go gradually down to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I got one. I learned that so I started writing with my voice, and I realized how many filler words I use.
Yeah. It comes because you are finding something. Your mind is not working towards the next level of the ideas come to know. That's where the problem is.
Interesting. So how do you fix that? Do you start thinking ahead or
no? You
pause?
Keep on talking. The idea will come through automatically. If I say talk about winter, right? The moment the winter comes to you, cold, right? The winter also flowers and plants and weathers and all that. You go in a line of speech, it comes automatically comes.
Yeah.
Sometime over the time limit I speak. See.
Yeah, no, I believe
it comes automatically. Then the red light comes in. Oh, yeah, but I cut it off.
Okay. I'm wondering as well, because we've talked a lot about your story, but I imagine you have a lot of good understanding of insurance as well as mortgages. Is there anything you've learned? Because some people don't quite understand how to structure a mortgage to make sure that it works appropriately for me. Is there like a steps you go for, hey, this type of person goes this route, this type of person does this? Do you have an example of that?
Generally, each plan suits a particular client requirement, You can't have a same set for everybody, It's not set, Each client is based on their background, And also, market environment is very important. If somebody wants loan structure, come along and talk to them and say there is a fixed and floating involvement there. Look at the client, and I tell them, look, what do you want to do? It's a loan. Now you're taking the loan. You start thinking about paying off the loan, And look at the current market scenario. At the moment, we are all hoping interest rate will come down sooner or later. See, it's not a good idea to fix a 5-year term. Nowadays, got 1 year reasonably. Then hoping to interest rate will roll back. hoping the inflation will come under control, hoping the BNZ, RBNZ will come back and reduce the OCR rate and come down. So it's not a good suggestion to go for longer term. And then look at the client scenario, how far they can pay off the loan. It's a mixture of the fixed and floating. And then if sometime split the loan into 3-4 portions, and I felt interest going to drop down further down the line, then I'd suggest split the loan. It's going to go up and up and up. I'll say don't do anything now. Just fix it for 1 year. Put the whole loan together, same loan. If you put 1 year, then 2 years, then if the interest rates goes up, and then you end up paying higher. If it's come down, then one loan stuck higher level. Wait and see the market. You can have a short-term and long-term strategy depend upon the client and then markets as well.
How does it actually work, like, to change it? Like, is there penalties? Can you only do it at a certain time? Like, I don't know these answers. I've never really had a loan.
Of course, if you fix a loan longer term and then suddenly the market drops and you're going to break the loan, costs you a lot of arm and leg.
Oh, okay.
You're very careful with that. It happened in 2008. I've been in business a very long time. 2008, there was a big rumor going around, interest going to 12, 13, 14%. Everybody fixed for 7, 8.5, 5 years old. All of a sudden, interest came down, slashed down to 5, 5.5. People want to go and restructure the loan. $30,000, $40,000 bank asking, the huge incline. And most of my clients that time, 1 year, 2 years, 1 year, 2 years. I didn't put them longer than that, see. And I remember one day that interest going to drop down next morning. I called so many of my clients, night working till 8 o'clock, done it. The bank come back 6 o'clock, whoever come in, got it. Anything after 6 o'clock, can't do it. And I was only 5 minutes before 6 o'clock, I did mine. I was talking to everybody else from 3 o'clock onward. I can't simply tell client, hey, the interest is going to drop tomorrow morning. You want to keep it or break it? And the client must give permission to me before I do anything. And then email me or text me. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble. See? Without those instructions, I said, if you don't do that, I won't do it. How many people I can call?
Yeah, not many.
And then next day, interest dropped. We knew it was going to come down. In those days, you can predict it's going to come down. These days, and then banks can be smarter and smarter. They won't tell anyone. They tell only on Friday, come back, on Monday, come back, interest gone up. Until Friday, it's very quiet. Those days, even by Thursday, we know the interest will go up or going to come down.
So you used to be able to have insider information back in the day.
No, it's not that. We can analyze which banks are doing at the moment. Say BNZ reduce interest rate. They may not got a client in the ASB bank. Sooner or later, ASB going to follow the suit. And I call ASB bank.
Okay.
Client, Watch which bank doing that.
Okay, because they're trying to compete and they're like,
yeah.
And maybe, okay, interesting.
But chances are there. You all written on the wall, you see. These days, very hard.
Yeah.
Friday, everything hunky-dory. Monday come to that, email come to it, interest gone up. Oh, the bank becomes smarter.
Yeah, no, they worked it out, huh?
They worked out.
So, I guess you don't want to do fortune telling because, that's not smart.
In business, there's no fortune telling.
Yeah, I don't think it exists anywhere. Economists think it is, but...
I mean, a classic example I can give. During the COVID time, everybody, even including me, thought, this is it. Property price is going to go drop badly. What happened?
The opposite, yeah.
Opposite. Bank predicted 10% drop, 20% drop. I thought 20% drops. Nothing happened. What we didn't understand at that point of time, there was shortage houses. That was not apparent. There are not many people building houses at that point in time. When shortage create demand.
Yeah.
That aspect everybody overlooked.
Yeah.
They looked at the economic side of it.
But not the supply. So I guess, because it sounds like you incorporate some level of the market understanding, but do you have sort of rules where you don't do more than 4 years and you always... Or like, what are sort of your
my view? You see, even I'm wrong too. And I was when interest is 2.5, I maximum went for 3 years, and sometime in 2021 in June, that time interest is still low, and I told all my clients, I wrote to them, email to them, return on the wall, interest rate going to go up. If you ask me 3 months, 4 months, I can't tell you now. Maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, definitely going to go up. Because I can see the inflation is pushing the boundaries and economy picking up and definitely go up. So I told most of my clients, took my advice, took for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Now they're telling, yes, you're right. But I know. You see?
But even then, even with that knowledge, you try not to.
I only pick for 3 years. I think 3 years good enough to do that.
Yeah.
3 years come and killing me, hurting me now. I should have gone 4 years or 5 years.
Yeah. Well, because like an investment, there's like a bond for people listening. It's like a loan agreement with institutions. So you give a loan, they give you a return, and you can have that loan for a period of time. And often in a portfolio, would very rarely ever think of long duration, long-term loans, because the job of the loan is to make the bumps less up and down because it's a bit more conservative.
Yeah.
But if you're locked into a long agreement, same concept, I guess, with what you applied. Interesting.
You know, when the market is very uncertain, it's not advisable to go longer term. Nobody can predict where the market going. Even economy thinks one aspect of it, and 6 months later they change it because there are so many players in the market. And New Zealand market is very small. We rely on overseas market. If our interest is very low, money will transfer automatically in another country. It is high, inflation picks up again. Then everybody pay high interest rate here. It's a game you play around. You got to be careful. You got to work on the situation where you're in. My suggestion always 2 years is reasonable to think about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, not 5 years, not advisable. Unless for sure, like 2.5, 5 years, that's fine. Some client took it 5 years.
2.5, yeah.
You know, even with 2.95, 3.2, people say when it was 2.5, everybody had predicted go to under 2.
Yeah.
If under 2, then where the bank would have the money to give it to you.
To give it for free,
The people who have money, they're looking somewhere to invest rather than getting 0.5, 0.8% return on investment. Bank gave 0.80% interest rate, fixed deposit, $1 million. One of my clients said, look, instead of you putting the money 0.8%, why do you go and buy a farm? He did it. Even the farm worth $2 million now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tricky. Do you ever worry? Because I see rental property as like a business. It can be run well and it can be run badly.
Yes.
And there's a lot of leverage. Do you lean towards property, or how do you decide if someone should go rental property, or you just don't even say and it's up to them?
I'm very fond of the investment properties market.
Okay.
If you invest in property market, it can't go wrong.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, even you paid high price now, in 5 or 10 years time, worth a lot more than you bought it for. Any property investment is longer term. If you look at short term, it's not a market, you go for it. Can you ever buy a property 5 years ago price? You cannot buy anymore. From now onward, from today, in 5 years later, you can buy the property, what you bought it for, even for a high price, in 5 years time, more than what you bought it for. Because always, the one thing in this world, the shortage, it's not of money, it's the land is shortage. We only have this much land in the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing, unless sea level goes down and get more land.
It seems going the other way.
So, property is a good investment. You can't go wrong. But you must in the right place and buy it. Yeah. But if it's the right market, nobody knows.
Do you worry about, say, examples like in Detroit, a house goes to $1 because everyone leaves, or a mining town, and the place
That never happened in New Zealand. We don't have that kind of a scenario here.
Interesting. Yeah.
Maybe Australia, maybe mining town, they're going to build houses there. If the mining gone, people moved out. It happened in Australia. But New Zealand, you don't have that kind of scenario.
Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with you with how confident you are because, I hear stories of leaky homes or not being able to service.
People make that decision, you got to be very careful of that. Leaky home is just, nobody expected that.
No.
It's something new to New Zealand. It's never going to happen again.
You're so confident, eh? Because
I think the councils are very careful with that.
Yeah.
The building code changed, and councils more smarter. They don't build those kind of houses. If you allow the cowboy to build houses, I'm sure they will find the loopholes. The code of compliance, the building codes are very strong in New Zealand now. You have to comply all that. So the council knows if they sign something today, tomorrow they end up paying for the mistake they do. Yeah, very rarely. Everybody buy a house, have a building inspection, If you slightly doubt you have a building inspection.
Yeah.
Nothing can pull proof that something can go wrong. Even 100 houses you build, one house might leak. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very hard to say that.
Well, that's why I guess I'm challenging you on the level of conviction. I think rental property is beautiful in the sense that you're borrowing money you don't have. It provides an income, and it compounds over time. I guess I've seen the things fall apart as well. So for you to say everyone property, I'll be like,
okay, put this way. Okay, I challenge you.
Go on then.
Okay, put this way. If you buy a property, say you got 100,000 cash in hand, bank willing to lend you money, say $600,000 to buy a property, right? But you are eligible to buy. Then you say, I don't want to go invest in share market or something else, right? Then, okay, you put 100,000 you put invested. Say next year property price even went by 5% increase in the value. Your investment $100,000, right? In opposite, you put in a bank gave you 4% interest. And the government come back and take the tax away, and you get a return of 3%, right? Net return. When you bought a property of $600,000 for $100,000 deposit, 5% increase, $30,000.
Yeah.
What's in the investment? $100,000. What's the capital gain? $30,000. $30,000 against $100,000, 30% increase in the value of money invested.
Yeah, so
you see that way?
Yeah, leverage. Yeah, it's very powerful. Yeah, for sure.
If the 10% goes up, what happened? $60,000 increase the value.
Yeah, leverage is incredible. What if, say for example, I get all these loans, I've got all these properties, interest rates come up, I can't service it, my tenants aren't there because there's a drop in the market.
That's important part.
You know what I mean? Like it's a business. It's not like a passive investment. You know what I mean?
If a worst case scenario, you wouldn't sell it, you get the money out and go. You still make money.
What if it's halves in value, like a Greg's property, for example?
Property but won't drop. Say he bought $600, he can't service the loan. Even you sell the property, you still capital gain comes along, right?
Like if you're on a farm, for that example, that could go to
farm. No, I'm not.
Okay, you're talking rental property. You think?
I'm talking farm. Farm, I have no experience. I'm not a good at it at all.
Okay.
And the location very important. Where do you buy a property?
Okay.
Very, very important. Where you can. I tell my client, wherever you buy a good location, and good tenant always come in.
Okay.
Most important part, not only property, I got a good tenant who looks after your property well. If you're a bad tenant, you're in trouble.
So how about we meet middle ground? Let's say I think it's a business. What would you think makes it run well? So good location, good tenant, having property and manager, maybe not, or following up once every 3 months. What's your blueprint for it being successful?
Success, you need to buy a good location, very, very important. It doesn't matter, even slightly pay more, it worth a lot more in the future, and also you want to sell it easily, can sell. One thing about a property, when you buy a property, you must think this way. You buy a property today, if I can sell it tomorrow, can I sell it? The answer is yes, then you buy it. Oh, I made it difficult to sell a property in the future, that's not right property you should buy. One day you will sell the property.
Yeah.
Then you should be tenant there to property. Mm-hmm. And then you must good tenant look after the property. Less headache for you. You got a bad tenant, what happened? You keep on, whatever rent money comes in, you replace it and build more. And I got to give an example. I rented out to a young lady through the agents. I thought, okay, then something wrong with her. And I realized every time I go and see her. And I felt some drug addicts involvement, but I can't really figure out because in all tenancy rules and regulation. One day she called, Nathan, I'm sorry, I left the house, I damaged the house. I thought, minor damage, went there. I need to spend $10,000 fix the whole thing to bring it back again.
Yeah.
The most I get a bond money out of her. If I get to the tribunal, what I get it because all this nonsense, all this, I don't bother about it. I just pay another $10,000, fix it up and rent it again. This time, make sure I don't get this kind of tenant anymore.
How do you decide on what a good tenant is? Do you have like a...
Look at a list of people, good job, good background, they can manage the property, you're confident with that, As long as they're good job, regular job they have, generally good tenant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because they're good employment, no?
Yeah, no, got to be able to pay.
Yeah.
And I guess because there's a lot more rights for tenants now, is it your selection is do you put in more effort to picking good people and take more time?
Yeah, very important. Because your property.
Yeah.
Somebody must look after it.
So you ask them, like, are you the sort of person that would, like
No,
fixing?
we can't ask this question.
Oh, you can't. You're not allowed. You just got to...
We can decide.
Okay. You just think, this seems like a handy person.
You look at the job background and everything else, you got to be very careful these days.
Yeah, so you can't ask these questions. They're too personal, huh?
No, we can't. They give all the information to you. And then look at the previous landlord and talk to them. The agent will talk to them and see how well they paid rent on time, any problem,
Gotcha.
Yeah, all that.
Okay, cool.
We can look at the people themselves when you see them first time.
Yeah, you get a sense, huh?
Yeah, you have a sense, Yeah, okay, they're okay.
Okay.
You can go wrong, 5% can wrong.
Yeah.
90% you're right, okay,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Fair.
Something always can go wrong.
Yeah.
Their circumstances change, you got to be flexible in that as well.
Yeah, true.
Everybody, okay today, tomorrow may not be at all, no?
Yeah, lots can happen, yeah. All right, well, we've done a whole podcast.
Thank you.
So, thanks for coming on.
I don't know whether I'm talking to the podcast, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, same concept. So, we're done, mate. Thanks for coming on.